Excuse me, sir. Can I make a suggestion real quick? You know, your thumb back there.
Absolutely not. I've been shooting like this for 20 years. I never had no side bite.
Okay. Very well. Continue on.
Ah! Welcome back to the channel, Freedom Family. I'm Nico with Freedom Firearms and Defense. Today we're going to be going over range safety and etiquette. More in particular, our indoor range. But before we get into that, we need to go over the process of how to get to the range. With all that being covered, let's get into it. Upon entering our establishment, you'll be greeted by one of our hostesses. In this case, we're welcomed in by the lovely Nessie. If it is your first time here at Freedom Firearms and Defense and you'd like to use our range, they'll guide you over to our waiver system.
Once you're done with the waiver, you're going to come over here to range check-in, and this is where you'll pay for your lane. Any additional shooters you got, they will assign you something from the computer. This is also where you'll pick up any of your rentals if you want any. This case is all rentals. This case is rentals as well as purchases. And that back wall, those are all for rent, except for that one raffle up there, but we're not worried about that little guy. Some equipment that you are going to need before you go to the range. Number one is hearing protection. And we have some for sale. We have the simple earplugs. We also have the fancy electronic stuff. If you have your own, you are more than welcome to bring it. Just make sure it works. If you do have electronic and you're bringing your own, we also have batteries. The next thing is eye pro. Some sort of eye protection is required regardless of whether you're shooting or watching. If you're going to be inside the range, you must have eye pro. If you have prescription lenses, that's great. We would very much like you to be able to see what you're doing. We also have that will actually cover your prescription glasses. You get your rental, check it out. You know, we'll let you take a look at it, make sure it's what you want. One of the employees will then put it in the bin here. Also, don't forget your ammo. Important step, can't really shoot without it. And finally, after you're done over here at the register, the last step, don't forget to pick up your target on the way to the RSO.
Now that we have everything to go into the range, my rifle, target, eye pro, ear pro, ammo, we can start heading over to go get our safety brief from our RSO.
What's up, man?
How's it going?
So once you're here, then one of the RSOs will walk you through our safety brief, and we'll get into detail once you're actually here. We'll tell you the things we do allow, don't allow, some specific ammo restrictions, but generally we're pretty relaxed. This is the table over here where you will get all of your gear ready, get everything set up before you walk in, and it is a great idea to set everything up before you walk in. That way, as soon as you get inside, you can just go straight to your lane and start rocking and rolling. Ready to go?
Let's get it going. Thank you.
And one thing I do want to point out, we are in a little man trap right here. We do have to have both doors closed before we can open another one. So before you go all the way through, make sure the door behind you is closed. Then you open up. Otherwise, all the sound that's trapped in here goes straight out that door.
Thank you.
When you get inside, you'll find your assigned lane, and the numbers are above each lane, so make sure you take a look. That way you can figure out where you're supposed to be. And if you don't know how to run everything, like I said, one of the RSOs will run you through everything from start to finish. We'll get you set up. You can get going. Enjoy your time.
First thing when entering your lane is going to be unloading your firearms. To unload them, please always bring your bag to the lane to unload and load them. We have these hooks that are specifically made to hold any of your luggage. Please do not use them to hang your weapons with a sling on them with the magazine in. That is a no-go. Next is going to be our targetry. You're just going to take these little black clamps right there, clip them with your target. That's how you're going to clamp it. And if you decide to shoot those, we will find you. Anyway, the way you're going to dictate your distance is this little silver switch behind me. You push the switch away from you to push the target out. You pull the switch back towards you to pull the target back. I must warn you, our targets, they do not have a speed limit. When your target is on there and you want to bring it back, please slow it down a little bit or else you'll get a nasty surprise.
So a couple other things to note. There are two white lines on the ground. Those are our distance markers. The closest one to you is 3 yards. The second one is 7 yards. If you look all the way down to where the target rail ends, that's 15 yards. That's as far as we go over here on the public side. The member side goes a little bit farther. It's also a little bit fancier, but it's for members only.
No, members only.
A couple other things we want to talk about are ammo restrictions, just so that we can kind of get it out of the way, get it out in the open. But of course, we'll remind you every time you come in as well. Steel. Steel is a no-go. This is steel. That is Russian steel. This is also steel. That's American steel. We don't allow steel-cased ammo. It is a fire hazard. It's not because we don't like freedom. We do very much. It's in our name. But this can spark off of our floor, and with unburned powder in front of the firing line, we really don't want any more fires. Also, this little guy. That is an M855 green tip 5.56. We don't allow that because that also has steel on the inside, and what that does, that tears up our backstop. Again, we also don't want that to happen. We've got some pretty sensitive equipment back there behind it, so we'd really like to keep it in one piece. As far as ammunition, we are good with all pistol calibers and rifle calibers up to .338 Lapua. So yes, I know it's a lot. Not really going to get a whole lot out of something like that out here as far as those high power calibers go. But yes, we are rated for that as long as it's just regular FMJ. Once you get in and you are in your lane, your firearms are married to that lane. If you want to share, that's fine, but move yourselves, not the gun. Don't pass your gun to somebody else between lanes. No.
To continue on the safety rules, the things that we are always going to ask is weapons up and down range. At no point should they be rotated in any other direction. Fingers outside of the trigger well until you are fully extended and you plan to fire. Weapon always on safe until you plan to fire. Unless you have a weapon that does not have a mechanical safety, such as a Glock, MMP, where the internal trigger is the safety. If that's the case, just please keep the weapon up and down range. Upon conclusion of shooting, if you would like to keep your target, feel free to keep it. If you'd like to throw it away, we have a trash can that's just behind you, which is also where our squeegee is located. Moving on to the brass, you simply push it straight forward of your lane. If you like to reload, feel free to pick it up. Thank you for tuning into this video. We hope that this answered all of your questions involving range safety and etiquette. If there's anything else you guys are curious about, please feel free to reach out to any of our RSOs.
And we hope this prepared you for your next trip to Freedom Firearms and Defense. Stay safe, watch your six. We'll see you on the next one.
Nessie, who will push you, no.
This is the public bit. Yeah.
Upon conclusion of shooting, just simply squeegee, push your bash straight forward. But if you are a person that likes to reload, simply pick it up, bring it back with you. Yeah, cut it. I said oh, the form. I want to be just like you.